On this edition of Soul Survivors,
you know, down the road, it affected everything. I can't do anything for myself.
meet an incredible young artist whose life changed forever when a split-second decision left her paralyzed from the neck down.
Why do I have to pay such a high price? You know, everybody makes mistakes. Not everybody, you know, has to pay for it for the rest of their life.
Every day, we make choices that affect us in ways we can't possibly comprehend. Some have the luxury of never having to give those choices a second thought, while others are forced to face the consequences of their actions for the rest of their lives.
Everything changed in an instant, really.
In the blink of an eye, 24-year-old Christina Symanski saw her world change forever.
I can't do anything for myself. You know, you almost feel like it's like a prison.
Little did she know, the most difficult choices were yet to come, and her future depended on everyone.
My name is Christina Symanski, and I'm currently an artist. I work from home. I was lucky enough to have a really great art teacher in high school, Mr. Grace, and he kind of cemented the idea in my mind. Like, no, I really want to do the teaching thing. That's really more my style. The year before my accident was probably the best year of my life, I guess you could say. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. It was my second year teaching. So I was very happy at work. I was teaching little kids art, and it was fun to get up and go to work every day, and I look forward to it. That same year, I had ended a very long-term relationship, but I had started a new relationship, and so that, you know, was always exciting, and, you know, it was kind of like on cloud nine. And it was the first time that I had moved out into a place of my own. I had my own apartment for the first time, and, you know, it was a really exciting year for me. I had already in my mind had planned that I wanted to go swimming, so even though some other people weren't, I had like kind of a one-track mind that night that, all right, I'm gonna go swimming. That's my thing. That's gonna be my highlight of my night. We played, you know, cards for a little while, stuff like that. Had some snacks, and then I guess I kind of grew impatient because nobody else was interested in swimming. So I just kind of took it upon myself. Well, if no one's gonna join me, I'm just gonna go take a dip by myself. And so I did. So I went and decided to go in the pool by myself. And since I already had my bathing suit on underneath, it was very easy. Just kind of threw off the top layers and dove in. And then everything changed in an instant, really. I guess I must have tried to swim back up to the surface, and nothing happened. But I distinctly remember opening my eyes, and the water was pitch black because it's at night. So I couldn't see much, but I knew in that minute, when I opened my eyes, like, oh no, I can't move my limbs. And so in that moment, the thought hit me that, oh my God, Christina, you're gonna die. This is it. This is where you die at 24 years old, under the water. The magnitude of what had happened did not hit me. The first things I can remember thinking about, oh my God, who's gonna substitute teach for me on Monday? How stupid of me, how am I gonna explain this one to my parents? Just all these simple things that it should not have even really crossed my mind.
And I got a phone call. It was my other daughter, Killing, telling me that Christina had been in an accident. And at first I thought she said a driving accident, which kind of didn't surprise me because Christina, Jersey drivers. And then she goes, no, it was diving. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
I lost my job. I couldn't teach. They gave me a year leave to get better, but I didn't get better. And even though I wanted to go back to teaching, they determined that they couldn't afford to hire an instructional aide for me in my classroom because obviously I need somebody to be my hands for me, even though I still have the knowledge and the ideas. I need a physical body to help me. So that's that. And in my mind too, it's not even just the career, but what about all those years of college? All those years of planning. And it's like, well, what do I do now? What was that all for? And I lost my apartment, and that was awful. I only actually lived in my apartment for 2 months. Me and my boyfriend, we didn't break up until months after the accident, but I mean, it was a really horrible strain on our relationship for a million reasons. Down the road, it affected everything.